Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Magog and Medusa show. Saturday night, we're here. Of course, as always, I am Magog of Moscow, and this is Modern Medusa. And with us tonight as a guest, Rebo Jones.
Hello.
Ladies' night.
Oh, yeah.
Except for me.
Yeah, mostly ladies.
Mostly ladies' night. Yes. They get in the door for free.
I love that part about being a lady.
Goddamn female privilege, right?
It sucks so much.
Right.
Oh, you're so oppressed. Men hold the door open and buy you drinks. You get in your clubs for free.
I hate it.
So hard.
2.5 ladies, says some pyromancer. You know what? You gotta go back on.
2.5 ladies.
Is that a spin-off of 2.5 Men?
Hey, that could be a thing. That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be oppressive, though.
Right.
Someone would complain.
Yes, well, the age differences here. It's not just the gender. The age differences. We have Rebo Jones, who's very young. Medusa is also quite young, and I am 867 years old.
Right. I like older men.
Well, come on over here and sit on my lap, baby doll.
Oh my. Can I tell you what I want for Christmas, though? Will you get it for me, or will you just bullshit? Oh my God.
Depends on what you want. I'll give you the D.
Oh my God.
D is for decimator. It's one of my weapons. Okay. It's a prized possession. I would give it to you.
Okay.
Oh, it's mined in the gutter. I'd also fuck you.
Any kind of D you have for me, I'm sure will be pleasant.
Right.
Oh,
you don't get to the position that I'm in doing what I do if you have a micro penis. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's huge, but it's definitely not microscopic. That's all I'm saying.
I like how you said position there. That was good.
So now I'm getting ganged up on by 2 women folk.
How does that go, dog?
Instead of all the men ganging up on me.
Right. We've reversed the roles this time around with total feminists. Yeah.
Oh yeah, girl power.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the matriarchy stream.
Oh yeah.
Hello, everybody. Let's see who's in. Victor Rand, Bullwinkle, Andrea's here, Shane Fairbanks, Magog Weinstein. Do I look Jewish? Do I look gold?
Oh yeah. Can't resist it.
Apparently Magog likes shekels.
Shekels. Yes, but people spend all their shekels on the Ghastly and AP stream Saturday nights, and because I come out later and I get none of the shekels. So I didn't even announce any of my Streamlabs or anything in the description. The Streamlabs link is in the description.
They should just know.
No, Saturday nights are just good fun. Looks like Drunken Uncle's in the chat, and Incandescent 1. Greetings, Magog. Yes. Incandescent 1 is in the chat. He's one of my very, very favorite followers. Always with the quips. Peterbilt's there, and so is Viper. Just saying hello to everyone before we get started with this very exciting, very reverse sexist stream.
The misandrous stream.
I know. So since Rebo is our guest, and Medusa hasn't had a chance to talk much because the last few streams have had AP and Ghastly on.
Right.
Why don't we tell everyone about yourselves? Oh, I totally took a jab at AP and Ghastly. They're going to hurt me later for that one.
They can deal with it.
Wonderful guests to have on. I love having them on. Wonderful.
Of course.
They always have something interesting to say, especially about marine life.
Oh, yeah.
All hail Blue Whale, everyone. All hail.
Oh, right. Okay, now I get it.
Marine life. Come on, people. Keep up.
No, I got that.
I gotta get into it more. I'm new to the blue whale thing. I don't even know what it's from, actually.
It's completely, it's some completely asinine idea they've had because they were high on cocaine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, cocaine will do that to you.
Oh, jeez.
No, they're always good to have in, but I think the last stream was a bit chaotic because I also I invited a bunch of other people because I didn't think they were going to show. And then they showed up. So I'm trying to limit it down to like less than 5. Like 5 absolute max, but I actually would prefer it if it was 4, you know.
Yeah.
No, that works better, probably.
Yes, because
That sounds nice.
Yes.
2 girls, 1 wizard, said Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, let us make a video. You're both legal, right?
Can I eat magic instead of what happened in that video? That was
I will literally just splooge fairy dust in your face if that's what you want.
Yes, perfect. That would be much more appetizing.
Oh, you like that?
like a mother bird.
Andrea, is that Andrea?
Yeah.
It passed so fast. Let me scroll back up. Andrea Dana says, a few shekels for you to play with. Not the only thing I'm playing with tonight, darling.
Oh, no.
So confident.
I know, right? It's as soon as I get my hood on, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's like anonymity. You know, I now know what the clan feels like. They can just say anything.
I'll bet.
Are you like reverse clan? Is that what you're going for?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I only burn crosses for the fun of it.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I don't have a serious agenda about it or anything. You know.
Right.
In fact, I like black people. I like black people. There's quite a few black people I like your boy Pat, Malcolm from the North. You know, some black guy. And then there's the guy with the channel, some black guy, but most people I just call some black guy. So anyway, tell us about yourself. We'll start with our guest. Tell the audience a little about yourself, and I'll try not to interrupt.
Oh, no worries. So I run a YouTube channel. It's kind of small, but that's okay. We like small things, right, Magog?
Yes.
What? See, I wasn't going to interrupt. Now you had to throw a jab at me.
I was testing you.
So don't make me bring up the fact that your bed is messed up in the back. What were you doing before you came on this stream, you naughty girl?
Oh, you got me.
So fresh and so clean. You like the snuggle bear? You like the snuggle bear?
I like.
Oh, yes.
Everybody loves that snuggle bear. Yeah, well, except me, but I hate everything. So anyway,
Magog.
So I do content that is pretty, standard for this genre of YouTube. I have a series called #EverythingIsSexist. It addresses men's right issues and is kind of a play on that whole Anita Sarkeesian video, the one hashtag, or not hashtag, but everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out. That's the one it's a play off of. And it addresses men's right issues. So
awesome.
It's in kind of effort to take that whole idea down a little bit.
Now you are part of the men's rights thing, but you're not part of Medusa's calendar.
Not yet.
Oh. There's a calendar?
Yes, Medusa, tell her all about it while I masturbate furiously.
Well, I think in like May, we started coming up with the idea for the Lovely Ladies calendar, which is like the Lovely Ladies of the men's movement. That's the thing we came up with, I guess. So we are putting together a calendar for 2018 and hopefully, a lot more years in the future. But we're working on the 2018 calendar right now. And it features like people like me, Mercedes Carrera, Bass Mama, Stuttering Soliloquy, Reading Ren. She's one of the girls that's helping me a lot with it. And Yeah, and it's not just a pinup calendar. That's the whole point. It's going to feature girls, but then it's also going to have facts about men's rights and like a theme for each month. So it's like, just a small way to show awareness or spread awareness. And we're also donating a portion of all sales to Vets Mentoring Vets, which is a charity that just kind of helps veterans get back on their feet after coming back from combat and stuff like that, and trains them in different jobs and stuff. So
that's pretty cool, actually. When that's done, maybe send me like the link so I can buy one.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you can buy one on the Indiegogo, or you can just send $15 to the PayPal thing we have.
Okay.
Because we're still in production right now, but once they're released, hopefully by the end of October, that's when they'll be on sale on our website. But that'll be right now. You can get them for $5 less. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is there like a link for that?
I can do. Well, you can either send it to or do it on the Indiegogo, because it's like a tier that you can buy for $15. And then, or you can just send $15 straight to paypal.me/lovetheseladies, whichever is easier.
Why don't you, because you have a wrench, Medusa, why don't you put it in the chat for everyone?
Awesome, okay.
And then I will add it, send it to me on the Twitters, and I will add it to the description after the show. Awesome. I would have done it before, but I didn't know this is what we were going to talk about. See, conversation naturally evolves.
Such is the nature of conversation.
Yes, indeed. Am I backwards again? No,
I put both of the links in there.
There it is, everybody. So pay attention to the chat and to go ahead and spam that a couple of times throughout the show randomly. Andrea again says, entanglement is the way of the future. That's more fright supremacy stuff. I don't think I ever got Ghastly and AP to explain everything to me, because they would go off on cocaine-fueled tangents. I never got a straight answer. Honestly, it's all confusing in Scientology.
They are pretty confusing.
I'm all about the Church of the Blue Whale, don't get me wrong. It's better than most of the gods in your world.
I mean, when I went over on their channels, especially, basically just a bunch of yelling. That's all that goes on. So
that's always fun.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, okay, all right.
I have watched the show, doesn't mean I understand it. Oh, twerk. Why are people telling you to twerk? When did you twerk?
Because that's what happened on the other stream.
Correct. See, last week I had to try to better the porn star stream, and that wasn't going to happen. Now I have to try to one-up a twerk stream.
Oh, poor monk guy.
I mean, at least I'm here.
It's true. At least you're keeping with the schedule. But geez, now I'm depressed now. How am I supposed to do the twerking?
We're just as good. We make up for it with intelligent conversation.
Yes, that's exactly why everyone comes to the Magog of Morscar channel.
Exactly.
Intellectualism.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that why everybody comes?
Optimistic.
James Vaughn Maxwell says Magog Moskar has 2 hot chicks on his stream. What are you packing, man?
What are you packing?
Well, it's just money. Women love money.
Yes, we do.
Yep, that's why I'm here.
It's a stereotype. It's a stereotype, but that's Modern Medusa left right supremacy stream for a while just to be on your show. Aircraft Sparky says, thank you so much.
I tried to come on, but then I realized that it was an hour later. So at least I came back. And then came back to both places.
You have been just making the rounds.
Yep, I just been all over the place tonight.
like a streetwalker without a GPS, Just
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right? Hashtag I don't even know. Hashtag sluts and butts. That's the new thing.
Sluts and butts. Hashtag sluts and butts.
That's
Let's
gonna be
make that happen, everybody.
Yep.
Australian money, and it says, "Afternoon, my lord. Watch What We Do in the Shadows. If you haven't seen it already, great movie from New Zealand. Put your vampire friends."
About your vampire friends.
About your vampire friends.
Yeah,
Yes,
I like that movie.
The blue arrow was in the way. I couldn't read that word. That was weird.
Ooh.
The blue arrow.
Have you seen that movie?
But What We Do in the Shadows? No, I haven't. I shall
It's
check
not
it out.
bad. It's pretty good.
If he/she gave me money to check it out, I'm going to check it out. You know?
Do it.
Because now I've been paid. I've been paid to check it out, so I have to.
Exactly. I think it actually might be on like Netflix or something, but
Will Vamp like it? Will the Vamp Candy like it? I wonder.
maybe. Probably. Yeah. It's pretty dark and like vampy.
Well.
And
it's also got werewolves in it.
Ooh.
Oh, of course it does nowadays. You know?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not like a pussy vampire movie, so that's good.
Well, they don't twinkle.
It's like a badass British-ish vampires. They're like kind of old Victorian style-ish. Oh, and then there's like a Nosferatu looking one. It's hilarious. Oh,
that sounds good. I love these old vampire movies that were they were like low budget, shot in like Prague or something, and they were called oh God, give me a moment. Okay, there's so many movies. I've got to think of it. They were so cheesy, and yet that guy, the main vampire guy, he had really long fingers and stuff. The actor did such a good job, you know. I have to figure out what that was. I remember them from a very long time ago. Give me a few moments. I'm also trying to message somebody. It is stuttering not coming.
I haven't gotten a message back from her yet. I was about to ask and see if there's any ladies that want to come on.
It is ladies' night.
Yes.
Always a fun night.
Always. So you what else would you like to say about yourself?
I like long walks on the beach. I'm an Aries.
In your spare time.
Would it be cliche of me to say that I dabble in witchcraft? Considering the company that I'm in.
Wait, what?
That makes sense.
In my younger years, yes. Not so much anymore. I don't have time for that. I go to college full time. Does that count?
Oh, yes.
Nice. I'm going part-time online.
Computer science and psychology major.
Nice.
Oh,
because I hate myself.
I'm like an art I don't know major.
I've heard a lot.
Yeah, I'm just like a general education with a focus in something arty.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of like medium of art? Like, is it sculpting? Is it painting? Is it drawing? Is it everything?
It's probably a tie between drawing and painting, because those are like two of my favorite things. I love watercolors and I love graphite and charcoal, but then I also like doing digital art like on the computer, so that's always fun. I like to try all kinds of stuff, and I like oil pastels. Those are really fun. All kinds of stuff.
I can't draw worth a shit, but I can make a mean dragon sculpture.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I like to sculpt too. I did like some ceramics when I was in high school because I took like one ceramics class. I wish I had more time to like just look at all the stuff they had to offer, but I was like, I just hated school so much. And I was like, okay, I get to do one art class a day. That's awesome. And then the rest of the day I'll just do art in the other classes. Like I would literally just draw all day during school, and people would be like, put that away. I'd be like, no.
I had that problem with reading in school, to be honest. I would kind of secretly read under the desk, just for shits and giggles, and I got grounded once.
I do other things under the desk.
Of course you do, Magog.
Oh, yeah.
We expect
Anyway,
nothing less.
that's why I'm here.
Someone said, do you use your period blood to paint with? I don't have periods, so I don't use. No, I wouldn't use that. My birth control prevents me from having periods, but I have bled from my finger before and made like some drawn some little stuff with it, which is kind of, I don't know, not the same at all, because period blood is made of very different things.
You should not play around with blood magic. It's very dangerous.
Oh yeah. If I write Magog in my blood, will you appear?
No, you have to spin it around 3 times in the bathroom while the lights are out and a flashlight is on your face.
Up here. I did think of those movies, by the way, before we move on. The vampire films, the under-budget vampire films that have a fantastic bad guy. So no matter how cheesy they are, they're so worth the watch. And it's called Subspecies.
Oh, okay.
The Subspecies film series. They're
I don't
wonderful.
think I've ever seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yes, very cool stuff.
Very nice.
Angry Pepe asks, Weibo, is DBS number 111 out yet? I don't know what he's referencing.
Number 111. I don't know what he's... Is that an acronym? I'm not good with acronyms. I know a lot of them, but I don't... It took me forever to figure out text speech.
DBS 111 is already out, according to Bubba Hotep Dominguez. What a name! Bubba Hotep Dominguez.
Oh, okay. See, I'm supposed to be watching Dragon Ball Z and all that jazz. That was something that I was told to watch. I have not gotten around to watching it yet. I'm working on it, but full-time college student plus TV does not a good mix make.
No,
I haven't had cable for so long.
Yeah, and there's that. I don't have cable either. I only have Netflix and HBO Go, so I got to figure out how to watch it too.
Well, people don't understand. I'm back studying the magic. You know, I have my studies as well, and it's just so time-consuming. I very rarely get any time to myself, and I only get any excitement if I accidentally close my nuts in a book.
Oh no! Why would your nuts be exposed?
He's doing a sex ritual, of course.
Why wouldn't they be? You're in a library. That's like one of the sexiest places in my world.
Oh my god! Of course, I forgot.
But and you know, they say don't speak in libraries. Everybody be quiet. You're stuttering. You know, you're studying, and people are studying and reading. So I like to do it from time to time, just so in the middle of the quiet library, all they hear is a book close, and it just.
Oh, that would be a good prank.
And then everybody's like, "Why are you doing that?" And I'm like, "I shut my nuts in a book."
And then they understand.
And then they're like, "Oh yeah, been there, bro."
Need some ice, man?
So, anyway, anything interesting happened this week? Because I honestly have been so busy. You know.
This week, I heard Twitter is apparently gonna fucking buckle down on some harassment rules.
Oh, I read that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and what is it now? It's violence and hate speech, but it's not clearly defined. Obviously, he's going to think that old Jack is going to shut me down. I think.
Well, of course.
Every now and again, I get on Twitter and I'm just like, "Hey, everybody, I have a dead hooker. Anyone know how to get rid of it?"
Is that a weekly problem or
daily?
But it's okay. It's not illegal here because hookers aren't people like you and me.
Exactly.
It's that other thing we were talking about.
Is that like a gender or something?
Right? White slave gives more Australian money. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Where's my wrench, Mr. Magoo? And please don't crush your seed. Its magic needs to be spread.
Okay.
He's got a point. You know what? White Slave, since you're in here all the time and you help support my channel, I'm going to give you a wrench.
Oh, how nice.
If
Ghastly wouldn't even give me a wrench on his channel.
Well, that's because you're just a pair of boobies to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just because I'm a woman.
I mean, yeah, that's why this is called the matriarchy stream. Now it's time to hate on men.
Oh, down, Magog.
I'm joking. You all know that Ghastly would give you a wrench if you twerk on his stream. Wait, you just did that.
I still haven't got one. We'll see.
Let Scribe, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? At Modern Medusa, hashtag all hail Pink Whale, which we know will kick Blue Whale's ass.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh, Scribe's talking shit.
Mm.
My Scribe is in the chat and he's talking some shit.
I don't mind that. Pink Whale, I could get on board with the Pink Whale.
The Pink Whale is most likely more powerful, but she also, and could probably defeat Blue Whale in a fight, but she probably can't be bothered because she has crocheting to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just thinking that a Pink Whale, I mean, if it in my mind, I'm imagining it with huge titties, so I feel like that would be an advantage.
Yeah, it helps her rise to the surface a lot faster.
Right.
They're like ballasts.
that would be awesome to see on an actual whale.
Right. Luca Blight 69 says, as one who also slaughters worthless vermin like the worthless pigs they are, I give you, Lord Magog, my devoted appreciation. Long may you reign in a sea of blood. That's what I imagine.
Gotcha.
Quite a lovely message. Thank you, Luca Blight 69. And of course, he has 69 in his name, so it's legit internet.
Totally. Yeah.
So anyway, are you enjoying yourself so far, Weebo Joe?
Oh, totally. Although that comment about crocheting, I'm not sure people crochet very much anymore, specifically pink whales. I mean, I don't know about that.
Well, I'm sorry for the outdated pun, but I mean, I live in a pretty horrible world without television.
Maybe she has tweeting to do.
That's the modern
the modern crocheting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? This modern technology will give anybody an excuse for anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think it's that strange to call up a fine young lady to take her out on a date, and she'd be like, "Oh, I can't tonight. Why? What are you doing?" "Well, I've got my Instagram." She needs a costume, this guest, says White Slave. I told you.
She's wearing a costume.
How's this?
Oh, shit.
Now we're blast from the past. This is not that 70s show. What is it? But I'm not mad because I think Elton John would wear those, and that's fine.
Yeah. I just dug them out of the Halloween box this afternoon. So they were on hand.
Hell yeah.
And then Beardbarian is in the chat. Everybody say hello to Beardbarian. And there is Viper. Viper's in the chat. Viper drew cute little chibi versions of me, Beardbarian, and Omega.
Aw, do one of me.
You hear that, Viper? You just are getting all kinds of business from our end.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Viper was in my collab as well. And everybody did such a wonderful job with the collab. Catherine, really what is that? Catherine Aquitaine, just sending support your way. Oh, lovely, Catherine. I saw you in the chat earlier. Forgot. I didn't think you were. No, yeah, you were in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
oh, hello, Catherine. Welcome to the show. Much love. Oh, yes. The bitching witch is here. Yes, let's go. Gotta have a bitching witch in the chat.
Of course. Can't do it without.
Wizard, gotta have a bitching witch. Just normal.
Not a normal witch.
Oh,
have you ever been
another
to...
one. Luca Blight. Let me read this and then ask your question.
Oh my.
And we'll give the chat a
go
break and talk amongst ourselves. Luca Blight 69 says, lives in a world without TV and yet he's streaming. Strange indeed. I said they don't have TV. I have magic. I've opened a portal into your world, and I can tap into the rivers of magic that flow through your world that you call the internets. But the normal jerk-offs outside live in grass-fucking huts, okay?
Definitely.
Would you say you're privileged?
Me? Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Magog.
Totally.
in his community.
I am magic privileged.
That makes sense. I can imagine that definitely brings you a lot of privilege.
Look at this guy, Trillion Flosslin says, Magoo, show your butthole.
Oh.
2 beautiful ladies on this stream, and they want me to show my butthole.
Maybe that's
Fuck
what
have I
you're
done?
into.
What have I done to her? That's, you know,
Maybe you just have a beautiful butthole.
nobody will see my butthole until the very last episode. Like when I
okay.
decide to finally leave your world be, you know, and decide to get off of YouTube and Twitter and just disappear altogether and fuck off because I'm tired of it or whatever. The very last video will be me just sitting at my desk like, there's no video to respond to today. I'm just here to show you this. And then it'll be my butthole.
Oh.
And if I die before then, bury me upside down so the world can kiss my fucking ass.
Beautiful. That sounds like a good way to go.
What was the question you were going to ask before I read the super chat that came in?
I was going to ask if you've ever been to a Renaissance fair.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's called right outside my front fucking door every day.
Okay. But have you ever been to a festival within your
Yeah,
Yes,
that's where I got the
yes,
sword
yes.
from.
Yes, we have festivals.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, let me see. Switch it over. Oh, that's so pretty.
It is. I like it.
I
This
used
is
to have
slut.
like a
Slut
Andrew, you should grab
is the sword of ludicrous undertaking.
Nice.
a long sword.
Hello, slut. Mine's bigger than yours, Weebo, but we can measure later, darling.
Oh my.
Not for long. I'm gonna get myself a big ass sword at some point.
I want a big ass sword.
I want a
need,
big ass on my. Yeah, I want a big ass sword. What?
Yeah.
I want a big ass on my sword.
Melissa Rapp is in the chat, everyone. Hello, Melissa. Hello, wistful wizard and magical Medusa. Hello.
I like that.
Yes.
Ass rape. Says-
Freedom. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying ass rape. It's okay.
So Freedom Fighter asked me if that was Frodo's sword, and I have to say no, it was not. Frodo's sword was a double-edged blade. That was a pirate sword.
A pirate
Whoa.
sword.
Very
pirate
short.
sword. You know,
Guys.
it could be a rapier.
Speaking
Check
of
it out. This isn't from a Renaissance fair, but it's pretty cool.
Yes, we all love the look of plastic, cheaply made Pakistan katanas.
Bitch, this ain't cheap. Actually, I don't know. They're his, but he was a. I mean, he does the what kind of martial arts do you do?
Taekwondo. Oh.
I don't know. Am I doing it?
She was asking him, but you do taekwondo?
Yeah, black belt in Taekwondo and then green belt in Hapkido.
Yeah, he does.
So I could pay you to kick my ass. I mean, kick an enemy's ass because I'm totally
what I
not.
like to, yeah.
I'm not into anything like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
But if I needed an enemy and his ass needed kicking, I can pay you to, for the love of God, save me here, woman.
Yeah, I do mercenary work.
Dual wield, hey, what's up, guy? Here's my offering, my lord. Magog, bless me. You are blessed! Dual wield, with the ability to not only wield twice the weaponry, but spout mad lyrics. Is that how the hip kids say it? I don't know if I got that right.
That was very hip.
Well done.
Magog is not a modern linguist, okay? I don't understand a lot of your, what is it, parlance, slang. I'm not hip with the in-crowd, homies.
I think you're happening, Magog. You're groovy as hell.
You keep pulling out fucking swords and showing people, and now Weibo's digging in her drawers. God knows what kind of long phallic thing she's gonna pull out.
You know it.
Oh, there it is. Proverbial dicks.
Stabby fun time, motherfuckers.
Yep, get ready. Matriarchy's coming for you.
Oh yeah.
No.
Those are everybody. What Medusa and Weibo Jones has just showed you is perfect examples of tools you can utilize to cut me a fucking sandwich.
Yes, that is so true.
This one's a watermelon cleaver.
That is awesome.
That is a big ass Bowie knife right there. That's one of those. That's not a knife. Yeah,
this is a knife.
This is a knife.
This one's named Cassandra.
Very nice.
Now, here's my question. I thought you lived on campus.
Yeah, but I came home for the weekend, or not the weekend, but the week. So
okay, so these deadly weapons are not in your campus dormitory. I couldn't imagine them letting you have those.
Shit, I'd bring them anyways.
Just this one.
Oh, that's a shock tooth. That's very good for self-defense. Cut some motherfuckers up. Yes, is it a Kershaw? Is it a Kershaw blade or is it a?
I always got my taser.
This is a Tac Force.
Tac Force, okay, good, yes, good stuff. Alan Taylor says, "My Lord Magog, if I ever achieve my dream of mastering the art of blacksmithing, I shall forge you a sword greater than the slot."
Ooh.
I would like that very much. Contact me. My DMs are unlocked if you have Twitter. Contact me. I would like to see some of your work if you're mastering the blacksmithing. And Nicholas Danka says, "Praise Magog." Yes, praise me. Praise. Worship me!
Bow down.
Bow down. Bow down.
More shekels.
The one you got. You're gonna get what you get.
Oh, yeah.
That's an awesome song. I love that song. If I was a wrestler in the WWE, that's the right word, right? That's the right letter. Okay, if I was a wrestler, that would be my theme of music.
Wizard Wrestling Entertainment?
Wizard Wrestling Entertainment, exactly. And he's pinned him down, and he's on fire now. He's using fire magic. Oh, the burns. You can smell the flesh burning.
Oh, jeez. That would be pretty intense. It'd be like a Harry Potter wrestling duel.
Ooh, yeah, brother.
That would be great to watch. I want to see you against Hulk Hogan. I want to see what kind of... I want to see his style.
Well, I would wrestle Hulk Hogan, but every time someone wrestles him, shitty websites end up losing all their money and closing down.
Oh, darn.
Oh, no.
That was terrible of me.
Right.
With Wizard Wrestling Entertainment, Black Wolf 99, I think they're validating this. Wizard Warlock Evocation. That's interesting.
Completely different network.
Right, yeah, that's Magog versus Magic Mike.
Oh my god. Hell yeah. Yes. I want to see that. Well, no, it would just have to be a dance-off.
Dance off, motherfucker.
Yes.
That would be entertaining.
Oh, yes. I would fully enjoy that.
Yes, and then I would cut his dick off and shove it down his throat.
Oh,
no.
Lovely.
That's playing dirty. I thought, wait, can you do that with magic?
Yes. I also can create wind tunnels and vortexes with my helicopter penis.
Oh my god. Holy shit. That was, I did not expect that. Oh, wonderful.
Look, I have treasure over here. Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh my god.
Who says I'm not Jewish?
I thought diamonds were pretty much worthless, though.
Diamonds Are Forever. That's the best James Bond film ever.
Who are you gonna propose to with that, though?
Well, to be honest with you, wouldn't do very good on a ring. I mean, because I always push my future brides into a lake, and this would they'd sink right to the bottom.
True. I mean, you could attach it to like something that floats, so that once she, falls down, it'll eventually come back up.
Oh no, we'll just rely on Pink Whale to save her. With
Oh
her
yeah,
memories.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ballast memories.
Perfect.
Hashtag ballast memories. Welcome to the stream, Weebo.
Thanks for having me so much. I'm having a great time.
Awesome.
Well, I hope I'm not Magog-splaining too much to you all, ladies.
Oh, it
No.
doesn't matter.
It makes me uncomfortable when people use mansplaining in a non-ironic way.
I know, right? That's terrible. That's one of those like fictional words to try to like empower feminists.
Yeah.
But also
Have you
men
heard-
at the same time?
Have you heard of the heap eating thing?
What?
God. Yes.
Doesn't sound real.
Yes.
It's not, because some chick just made it up on Twitter and was like, this is what it's called when a guy repeats your idea and then everybody listens, it's called heap eating. And I'm just like, bruh.
Nope.
Oh, like I've been sheep heated, I guess. If that's what we're gonna call it now. I don't know.
Well, sometimes women ideas sound better coming from a man simply because you're second-class citizens.
No.
Exactly.
There's
I
no
mean, you
joke.
just gotta look at it. You gotta look at you the point is that if you're a woman, you gotta have a guy that talks for you, but then with the guy though, so that they know you're a part of it, but they can also stare at your tits, so they can hear the words and see the tits. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm making the connection now."
Yes. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain industries where it has been well documented that women have to, put down a fake like male pseudonym in
Yeah.
order, like writing certain writing and stuff. In the publishing world and in the book world, certain genres are more well received when they're written by men. However, you can also flip that. There are a lot of romance male writers that have female pseudonyms.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear no shit. It seems to go both ways a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Most things do.
I mean, a lot of things go both ways, don't they? And that is the problem with this modern ideology, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain things that are just like this strictly pretty much only happens to women. Certain
Yeah,
things.
like vagina cancer.
Yeah, like, and like catcalling. I mean, not really men. Women don't really do that.
Yes, we do.
Some do. I'm just saying it's just not
It's
really
less common.
Yeah. I get that you do Weebo Jones because you're just a shitlord. You just go out and be like, oh, look at that ass.
Yes, exactly.
She sexually harassed me 18 times before the stream even started, but I didn't mind because,
it's a non-issue.
Yeah, it's not even, it's like when women rape men. Okay, like it has to be done differently. Like they can't jump out of the bushes with a mask on and a knife and be like, "Give me some dick, motherfucker." Because the guy's gonna be like, "Why you got a knife?"
Oh, so you
Right.
think?
How'd you know my kink?
Yeah, it's like, "Give me some dick, motherfucker."
Okay.
Shit.
All right.
I nothing ever good happens to me, but apparently the gods are watching out.
Yeah. That's how
As
I
he's
would
like
feel.
pulling down his pants, he's like, "No, oh God, no, don't, yeah, lick it like that. Oh, don't, you're raping me. Oh, yeah, just a little to the left, darling. Oh, the rape is so harsh."
Oh. Well, I mean, I feel like I need more ladies in my life. That's how I feel. So, I mean, if a lady came on to me, I wouldn't complain at all. I mean, unless she was like really smelly or something. That would just suck.
Yes, I know that there was probably instances of that kind of male rape, great Smithanin, but it's a joke.
Oh, rape
It's
jokes
okay.
aren't
We can
funny,
make rape
remember?
Remember what stream you're watching right now, please. I realize that rape is a very serious. Rape is no laughing matter, okay, people? Unless you're a raping clown.
God.
Or you're in prison.
No, I think the raping clown joke worked better for that, Medusa. I'm just gonna say, because prison rape isn't always a laughing matter. I guess sometimes it is, especially if the person is really, really bad. Like I've read a statistic somewhere that men who have a tendency to sexually molest children and end up in prison get raped horribly.
Oh yeah.
So you know your crime is bad when other criminals think you're fucking horrible.
Yes.
You know, like what are you in for? Oh man, I shot my fucking manager because he wouldn't give me my fucking Saturday off, and then I robbed the motherfucking store. What are you in for? I raped a child. Damn, nigga, you fucked up.
It's one of those things that most of humanity can get behind is like no. That's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things we can genuinely all agree on, right? Come on.
Yeah.
You know? I
Well,
hope
maybe not feminist.
I hope that joke fell. I have no idea. I haven't looked down at the chat yet since the rape joke started, but I hope they haven't scared off all my audience. And I'm.
Oh no, everybody's happy. I think they're saying worse things than you're saying.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the shit lord, though, right?
Exactly.
lines
That is why I
from
love this
Cross.
community.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Beardbarian is reporting that the stream just died. Did it really die, or is he just saying that?
I don't think so. There's like 162 people watching.
Okay.
It says we're live.
We are alive.
That's true. You know, we're just talking, people. It's just a good night. It's a Saturday night stream. Everybody relax. You know,
we need to make more jokes about women getting raped. That's what the problem was. We were talking about men getting raped.
Okay, so someone come up with a really good women getting raped joke. We'll wait.
You know, I hear them all the time, but I can never come up with them on the spot.
I got one. A woman dies, and on her way to the pearly gates of your world, the Catholic heaven, the Catholic Saint Peter comes out to greet her. And then all of a sudden she hears drilling sounds and screams coming from within heaven. She goes, "What's going on in there?" And Saint Peter says, "Oh, when you first get to heaven, we have to drill 2 holes in your back for your wings and 1 hole in your head for your halo." And she goes, "Fuck that, I'd rather go to hell." Starts to walk away. St. Peter says, "If you go to hell, you'll be raped and sodomized by demons for all eternity." And she turns and says, "That's okay. I've already got 3 holes for that."
Oh my god!
I got another one.
Oh yeah.
You guys know that about 9 out of 10 people enjoy gangbang?
Gang rape, yes, that's a good one. 9 out of 10 people enjoy a good gang rape. That's a classic. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Oh, terrible jokes for terrible people. You know, I like it. Here's a joke that's sexist to both men and women, which is hard to find.
Sweet.
It's another one of your Catholic jokes. I've been doing research about your religions lately. And, you know, okay, so Adam looked up to God, and he said, "God, why did you make Eve so beautiful?" And God said, "So that you would love her." And then he said, "Why'd you make her so stupid?" And God said, "So she'd love you."
That's awesome. Okay, I have a joke that is kind of related to both of the things that we've been joking about. So there were like, I don't remember, like maybe 5 nuns that all died and went to heaven, and they were standing, you know, at the gates, and they who's supposed to be at the gates? St. Paul or some shit? I don't even know. But that guy who's at the gates, he came up and he was like,
Peter.
all right. Yeah, St. Peter. So he was like, okay, guys, I got a bucket of holy water, and any part of you that has touched a penis, just dump it in the holy water. So the first nun comes up and she puts her finger in, and then she goes and walks into heaven. And then the next chick puts her whole hand in, and then, you know, walks in again. And, you know, the people keep on going in a row. And then the very last nun says, excuse me, can I please put my mouth in before she puts her pussy in there? I don't know if it was exactly those words, but
well rounded. You're gonna have to work on your delivery. Yeah, I love. Here's a sexist joke for you. You ladies are gonna like this sexist.
Oh
joke.
yeah.
oh yeah.
3 blonde women standing on the edge of a river trying to figure out how to cross it. And the first blonde girl gets the idea to drop to her knees and pray to God. And she says, God, make me smart enough to cross this river. And suddenly, poof, she's a brunette. And then suddenly, she jumps in the water and swims across. The second one drops to her knees and prays to God. God, make me even more smarter so that I can cross this river without getting wet. And poof, she's a redhead. She goes and chops down a tree, carves a canoe, and paddles across.
Oh, goddamn.
And the third blonde was like, okay, that's a little ridiculous. So she drops to her knees and says, God, make me even smarter than the other two so I can cross the river without getting wet, but also cross it faster so I don't have to cut down a tree and carve a canoe. And then poof, she turns into a man and he walks across the bridge.
Hell yeah.
That was good. That was very good.
Very nice. Wow. Oh,
I love jokes.
I
me
do too.
too.
You know, the old days are gone, I think, where the people literally just told jokes amongst themselves at parties and stuff. It's now more jokes come from organic discussion, debate.
Yeah.
People don't at parties, people don't go, stop me if you've heard this one anymore, you know? And I think it's because jokes are designed to be delivered so quickly that oftentimes they can be very offensive very fast and people have to kind of think about it, stuff like that. Like, I mean, like something as simple as, Jesus Christ walks into a hotel, hands the innkeeper 3 nails and says, can you put me up for the night? It's a very popular joke. I believe it. Anybody in the chat, if you can tell me what movie that's from, you'll get points from me. I will follow you back on Twitter. I swear it. White Slave says, Adam was bored one day. God said, I have something so great, but it costs an arm and a leg. Adam replies, what do you have for a rib? Yeah, that's the short version of that joke, but yes, that's a good one. What can I get for a rib? The rest is history. I love the one with at the Catholic school. It's a little longer, but I love the, little Mary and little Timmy jokes.
Oh, proceed.
Those. You guys heard those, right?
No,
I
but
love these. I love those. They're in the Catholic school, and of course the nun, Sister Nina is teaching the class, and little Mary is starting to get bored, and she's falling asleep, and she closes her eyes, and she's asleep. Well, Sister Nina suddenly is all like, not paying attention, so I'm gonna try to like trap her, So she turns around and she goes, "Hey class, pop quiz. What is the name of our Lord and Savior?" She goes, all these hands go up, and she goes, Little Mary. And of course, little Mary's asleep. Well, Timmy doesn't want little Mary to get in trouble. So he takes his pencil and he jabs her, and she wakes up. She goes, Jesus Christ. And Sister Nina goes, very good, and turns back to her lesson. Well, a little while later, Mary's falling asleep again. Nina, the Sister Nina notices, so she turns around and she goes, class, pop quiz. Who's the creator of all things? All the hands go up. She goes, Little Mary. Well, of course, Timmy again doesn't want to get in trouble, jabs her with the pencil, and she goes, oh, dear God. Nina says, yes, that's right, and turns around, continues the lesson. Mary falls asleep again. This time, Sister Nina's catching on. She's like, I think I need to really get her with something. So she turns around, she goes, class, what did Eve say to Adam on their wedding night?
Oh, no.
And little Timmy, of course, when Nina's like, Mary. Little Timmy jabs his little pencil in there to wake her up, and she goes, I swear to God, you stick that in me again, I'm going to break it in half.
Oh, my God.
Nina fainted.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Well done, Magog.
Very nice.
Yes, jokes are good times. But like I said, I don't think the classic jokes really happen anymore.
No.
And then there's those like really lame ones that are still around because people love them so much, but they're really lame. They're just so lame. Like why the long face to the horse who walks into a bar, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Someone said, I have a joke, women's rights.
Don't let part, you dirty dog, you. Here's the corniest joke I've heard from your world, and I guess you have to be in the video game realm to understand it. Let's see how many people get it. What kind of pants does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim.
I knew that.
I think I've heard that one.
That is so corny.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
Oh, yes. So anyway, well, it's almost 10 o'clock. We've already been at this for an hour. So exciting.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's been an hour.
I know. No, when you have good conversation, Knock, knock. Who's there? Not your father. He's gone for good.
Oh.
God damn, Gray Rabbit Media. That is awesome. I'm going to use that one. Here's a joke. Third wave feminism. Oh, now we're getting it.
Fair enough. Yep. Yeah. There you go.
Free breast I could stand. That joke gave me cancer. Good. Melissa Rapp says women's rights still not as funny as men's. Yeah, very good point. For some reason, you can't joke around about women's rights, but you can joke about men's rights, can't you?
Apparently.
For some reason, it's a fucking hypocrisy, isn't it?
Very much so.
The feminists can literally have pictures of like male tears, drinking male tears and things like that. But when a guy decides to parody that and have like women's tears, and he's drinking, the internet goes insane.
The internet is insane.
Rape jokes are so forced.
Yeah, Drunken Uncle. On top of it, as always. Drunken Uncle. Agnosis Paradigm is in the shit. Want to hear a joke? Social justice. Very good. Agnosis Paradigm. Everybody put quick little fun jokes in the chat. As many as you can think of. Not really long story ones. Hit us with some corny, little fun, fast jokks.
If you watch Cinderella backwards, it's about women learning their place.
Yes, Lephart, the man is a genius.
That's beautiful. All we know, why do most women prefer doggy style? Someone just
because it goes deeper than normal sex positions do. Duh. Yes. Everyone knows that.
Also, it depends on how but usually it hits different spots in different ways, and it's nice. Yeah, is a nice.
What's the most confusing day in Oz? Father's Day.
Wait, Oz?
Is that Oz the magical land, or are you talking Oz the prison show? Because if it's the prison show, that's hilarious. Jokes on them. Male tears are semen.
Yeah, because don't men not cry? I mean, the only bodily fluid they expel is from their penis.
Yeah, sperm come out everywhere.
Exactly.
Do you guys watch South Park?
A little bit.
Do you remember the time when Cartman fed that ginger kid's parents to him, and then he started licking the tears off his face?
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, I don't remember that. But now I need to watch it.
Nom, nom, nom. Yeah, it's like I think the 5th season. It's great. He literally, it's like a chili cook-off, and he cooks his parents into chili and then feeds it to him.
Yeah, because he's a bully who kept on like selling him his pubes, and then like it was a weird storyline, but it was really fun.
Oh yeah.
But and then later on, in a couple seasons later, when Cartman goes to Hollywood to stop something from happening, I can't remember what, but he meets Bart Simpson. And they're sitting together in the lobby waiting to meet with the heads of executives of Comedy Central or something. And he's all like, oh, I'm a badass. And he's like, you're a badass in your town? And Cartman's like, yeah, a little bit, or something like that. And then Bart's like, yeah, what's the worst thing you ever done? Or Cartman says, what's the worst thing you ever done? He's like, one time I stole the head off of the town statue. And he's like, what about you? And Cartman's like, one time this bully was really mean to me, so I fed his parents to him in Chile. And Bart's just like, I'm out. I'm done.
Well, watch out, we got a badass over here.
Oh god.
I've been catching up on quite a few of your shows from your world.
Yeah, dude. I had never seen that full episode when Andrew told me about it. I was like, wait, what? How did he manage to get away with feeding someone his parents? Then he was like, oh, you'll see. And he actually like stole the bodies after they were already dead.
Let's read a few of these. How do you know Adam and Eve are white? Have you ever tried to take a rib from a black man?
Oh,
what's the difference? Very good. Oh, that was good. Jim Harold says, what's the difference between a new husband and a new dog? After a year, the dog is still excited to see you.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the one, what's the difference between a lawyer and a hooker? The hooker stops fucking you after you're dead.
Oh, damn.
What's a 6.9? Another great thing ruined by a period.
Yeah.
6.9.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's terrible.
good stuff. Beer battered wives, or is that fish? I don't know. They smell the same.
That's what I was just looking at. Oh my god.
Bravo.
Actually,
That's a good one, Beard Barry. Ever had communist cuisine? Neither have they.
oh my god. Oh. But I was gonna say in my high school life, those years when I was like 15 and 16, me and my friends came up with like where well, we had a small group of friends, but we had a couple chicks and then a bunch of dudes. And every time me and the other chicks would walk by, either me or the other guys would just be like make a sniff noise, like, is that haddock, or like is that tuna, and like a different fish every time. And I'd just be like, do I smell is that salmon? Is that what it is? for everybody's different vagina smell. I don't know. We were strange people.
Oh, the things young pubescent people do, you know.
Oh yes.
Here's
well, you have to call my vagina Hitler as well. That was the name of it.
Is it because it just has the small square mustache on the top?
Oh my god. That would be so funny. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit, I should.
And then of course the dicks all do one single salute.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my god, that's perfect.
That's exactly how that goes.
Heil Hitler. Oh my god, that's perfect. Actually, I'm gonna bring that back. My vagina is officially Hitler again. That's hilarious.
Well, everybody, hail Hitler.
Yes.
That's a takeaway from the stream.
That's perfect. Oh my god.
My ex, here, drunken uncle again. My ex had a tattoo of a seashell on the inside of a thigh. If you put your ear to it, you could smell the sea.
Oh, gross.
No.
That is a good one. Pizza doesn't scream when you put it in the oven. Oh.
Thrillin' Flossin says confirmed white supremacist stream. Hi-la! You know.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're not making racist jokes yet.
No, right? No, what is let's go ahead and just get demonetized right now.
Right. I'm surprised it isn't already.
It probably already is. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, how do you drastically raise the IQ of the Gaza Strip? Build more Jewish settlements. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Oh, when a female cop says anything you says can be held against you, remember to say tits.
Exactly. Oh, a female cop? I don't think I've ever met a female cop in a situation that involved police.
That.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've been pulled over like once in my life, and that was by a dude cop.
Yeah.
This one chick, this pretty black chick, her last name was Mango. She came to our house to serve my roommate a subpoena. Yeah, so that's the one lady cop I know. She was sexy. Ooh, I thought that.
Drunken Uncle says, "What's the difference between modern Medusa and a pile of dead babies? I don't have Medusa in my basement."
Oh.
Oh,
Well then.
perfect. Not yet. What's blue and fucks old ladies? Me and my lucky blue coat. I'm blue. Oh, Jesus. The chat is full of bad jokes right now.
Yeah, look at it.
kind of
Press Kazakhstan's on top of it too. Is there someone on this plane who is a man enough to make me feel like a woman? And a man stands up, removes his shirt, and says, "Here, iron this."
Yes, I love that one. Oh.
Oh yes, good times. Well, there's one of the jokes is a very old joke. It comes from a long time ago, so I fucked it up for a friend of mine. He tried to get one over on me. He thought I didn't know it. And the original joke is, what's worse than finding a maggot in your apple?
Oh.
Finding half a maggot.
Yeah.
Because you bite into it and you realize you've ate half a maggot. I knew this joke. So I was at the Ugly Mug Tavern, and he was all cracking jokes, and he was like, "Hey, Magog, what's worse than finding a maggot in your apple?" And I looked at him and said, "Gang rape." And he was like, "Yeah, that is." I can't even finish the joke. I love ruining people's jokes.
Ooh, I got one for you. What's worse than finding a baby in a tree?
What's that?
Finding one baby in two trees.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
How do you paint a house with a baby?
Lepart is so on top of this shit. How do you know a woman has a good idea? When she starts with, "A man once told me."
Oh,
Yes.
how do you paint a house with a baby?
Go ahead.
It depends on how hard you throw it.
Oh, no. The joke is, how many babies does it take to paint a house?
Yes. How many babies? So it kind of works. So, I mean, I think I could paint a house with one baby if I tried.
What's funnier than a dead baby? Dead baby in a clown suit.
Oh. Why did Sally fall off the swing?
Why?
Because she had no arms.
Oh. Perfect.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not Sally.
Not Sally.
Oh my god. She can't knock because she has no arms.
Those are the cheesy ones I was talking about. Those are really funny. I've got one for you. This will make you all feel very patriotic, so I'll make it about American and French and English instead of Moscarian, Scythian, and Kesh. Okay.
All right.
but essentially it works. Beardbarian might not like it because it might trigger him. Because he's a savage man. So anyway, 3 men, an Englishman, a Frenchman, and an American are all stranded on an island. And then suddenly the cannibal tribe of natives of the island capture them, take them to the cannibal king sitting upon his throne of bones. And the cannibal king turns to the first and says, we're going to cook you, eat you, and use your skin to build a canoe. But I will give you a dying wish. What is it? So, in order to not be horribly tormented and die in such a screaming, agonizing way, the British man says, I would like a knife. And so they hand him a knife, and he goes, long live the queen, slits his own throat so he doesn't have to go through the pain. Turns to the Frenchman, we're going to cook you, eat you, and use your skin to build a canoe. What is your final wish? And the Frenchman, following suit, asks for a knife. And he says, Vive la France! Cuts his own throat so he doesn't have to go through the pain. Gets to the American, the cannibal king says, we're going to cook you, eat you, and use your skin to build a canoe. What is your dying wish? The American asks for a fork. They hand him a fork. He goes, fuck your canoe, fuck your canoe, fuck your canoe.
That's hilarious. Holy shit. That's very creative.
That guy's pretty good. The canoe was the most important part of my joke.
Fuck your canoe, fuck your canoe, fuck your canoe.
Viva la America.
Yes. Oh, yes, I love those. It's, sex jokes. I get that sex jokes are funny because they're really, they kind of dig deep into the personal parts of our lives, that very, very, very dark, sometimes very dark and kinky parts of our lives. But I personally like jokes that are a little bit more subversive when it comes to sex, personally, because I think when people have to kind of think about it, it's funnier. I don't know if you all agree.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I can tell one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So, the man gets on a plane. He's going to Las Vegas for business. And he sits down. And as the plane starts filling up, a beautiful woman comes on board and starts walking down the aisle. And she is gorgeous. I mean, a total knockout. Like the ladies we have in the stream tonight. Stop it. Anyway. He's sitting there saying, no way am I that lucky. No way that this empty seat by me is hers. Sure enough, she sits next to him, and he starts to get nervous. Plane takes off, so on and so forth. And about an hour through the flight, he finally gets up the courage, and he turns to her and says, business or pleasure? And she goes, I'm sorry, what? And he goes, why are you going to Las Vegas? Is it business or pleasure? And she goes, actually, it's a bit of both because I'm a researcher. I'm a sex researcher. And I'm doing a conference about the myths and legends of surrounding sex, these stereotypes, if you will. And he goes, oh, that's interesting. And she goes, oh, yes. Like in my studies, I found out that the most well-endowed men are, in fact, not black men, but Native Americans. And he goes, really? And she goes, yes. And also I found that the best kissers are not, in fact, Frenchmen, but Jewish men. And he goes, no. And she's like, no, really? But I've also found that the world's greatest lover, according to all my studies, is the Southern redneck. And he goes, no way. She goes, oh, yeah, it's true. And I have all the data to back it up. And then she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going on and on about my work and why I'm going to Vegas. And I haven't even asked your name. And he says, well, I'm Tonto Goldstein, but my best friends call me Bubba.
Oh, God. Holy shit.
Oh.
Jesus. I have a joke that I heard a while ago. It's a bit out there, but there's a couple that is, I guess, struggling with their sex life, and they're thinking about or did you want to read some
super chat?
Yeah, let me because they're going so fast. I hope this is the first one because I saw one pop while I was delivering my punchline. So let me do that while you gather your thoughts on it. where is it? Reverend Satan says, I can't stand concentration camp jokes. My grandfather died in one. He fell out of the guard tower. Oh, oh my God.
Perfect. That's good.
And then there was one more by Black Wolf 99. Oh, if a tree falls down in the middle of the forest and there's no woman around to hear it, is the man still wrong?
Always.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that, but a slightly different rendition.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But anyway, what was your joke, Medusa? We'll finish off the stream with a couple jokes from each one of us. So Weebo, start thinking.
Oh.
Cool. All right, so so there's a couple that is struggling in the bedroom, and they're thinking about, you know, trying some new stuff, but they don't really know what to do. So suddenly, I guess these fucking aliens knock on their door, this alien couple, and they're like, yo, we're here to like check out your human stuff. So what are you guys all about? And they're like, I guess somehow they come to the conclusion that they're going to switch wives so they can, you know, experience each other's different sexual. Yes, a wife swap. And so the guy, their alien man and the human woman go upstairs, and she's like, okay, so how do you want to start doing this? And he's like, you know, I can do whatever you want. Just, you know, if you want my dick to get bigger, because it was really small. She said, if you want it to get longer, you have to pull my ears. And if you want it to get thicker, you have to smack me on the forehead. She was like, oh, okay. So she did that, and then the two couples met up afterwards. Or, well, it's the humans reconnected to each other, and they were like, the guy was like, how was your experience? And she was like, oh, it was awesome. You know, I had a great time. And she was like, how did yours go? And he was like, oh, it was really great, except she kept smacking me in the forehead and pulling my ears.
Yeah, I think I've heard a version of that one now, honestly. But you can't deny some men might be into that.
Right.
It's like, that was the greatest sex I ever had. She wouldn't stop pulling my ears and smacking me on the forehead. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
I once had a friend tell me at the Ugly Mug Tavern that he's absolutely terrified of doing 69. This isn't a joke. I'm actually telling you. He's terrified of doing 69. Yes. And I asked him why. And he said, well, he took a drunk girl home, you know, and she wanted to do 69. And so she was on top, facing the other way. So he was licking her and she was sucking him. And she laid a big old log across his face.
Oh, no. What? How?
I knew that was going there.
Yes, right there. It was like a slimy slug just went down his face, you know.
Dude, I would shove it back where it came from.
And so I know. Freaked out, and she of course was very regretful the next morning because of how drunk she was. She lost control of her bowels. Oh, my God. But here's where the story gets even worse.
Oh.
Fool me once, shame on you. No. Fool me twice, shame on me. This guy decides to give her a second chance about a week later. And guess what she did again? She laid a big steaming log across his forehead during 69. After that, he was done with 69.
I'm so confused. How did that happen?
She could not control her bowels when she was drunk, apparently.
Why couldn't she just be on the bottom?
I think it would still be gross. Can you imagine if you're the one on the top and she still shits herself? Your face is still down there, you know, and now it's all over your bed.
Well, I mean, you gotta tighten the sphincter. You gotta be aware of your
about her that
bowels.
That loose.
Right? No, you don't. Why does it just slide out with no warning, no hesitation? That's just wrong.
He's too relaxed.
I feel bad for that man.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm sorry that's probably really gross, and there's a lot of people like this stream is way too gross and sexual and all this that, but it is a true story, and as terrible as it sounds, maybe I should have saved that story for side quest, but it is an actual true story.
It made me laugh and cringe.
Yes, and so now, like, and so that leads me to my final joke before we get to Weibo Jones. My final joke is they had to change 69 to 96 because in this economy, it's more expensive to eat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, Weibo, give us a joke to kind of end this on, and then we'll say goodbye to the chat and talk to some people, and then we'll end this.
All right, so what's the difference between a child and a watermelon?
One is much tastier. What is the difference?
One's really fun to hit with a sledgehammer, the other's the watermelon.
Yes. Of course. That's the delicious one.
Yep.
Not according to Gallagher. Tell me you guys know who Gallagher is. For the love of God.
Yes. Yes.
Are you talking about the space video game?
No, Gallagher. He's a comedian that smashes things with a big sledgehammer.
Yeah.
He's got his sledge-o-matic. And it can do anything. It can slice, it can dice, it can, and he puts all these fruits. And then he smashes them, and the people wear plastic on the front row. And it was
That sounds like a fun show to go to.
Nice.
Yes, it was old. Yeah, it was from the 80s and the 90s and such.
That's a little old for me, but yeah, that sounds awesome.
It's Gallagher. Look him up. He's funny.
All right.
Funny. Like the sledge-o-matic was his like end routine, but his show, like he was actually also a good fucking comedian up until that point. It's not like that was his only gag, but it was definitely what he was known for. The sledge-o-matic. I love it. Nice. Oh, look, people are saying sledge-o-matic in the fucking chat. People know who Gallagher is. Yes. I have only just discovered the massive amounts of information from your world, so I've been watching all kinds of things.
Oh, yes.
I feel your tortured soul, uncle, says Free President. Barry Babadook, sledge-o-matic. Reverend Satan, sledge-o-matic. People loving the sledge-o-matic. Those are good old days of comedy when people weren't offended so easily. Comedy, stand-up comedy, I think, is just so dead now, right now. Like, none of it's real. There's a few out there, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy watching this one comedian. His name was Bill Burr. He's pretty funny.
I love him.
Yeah, he's pretty funny on stage.
He's hilarious.
I don't know.
Have you heard?
Sorry. I saw Jeff Dunham's recent Netflix special, and that was pretty anti-PC.
It was.
Sweet. I have to watch that.
But it also wasn't as funny as his original stuff. Like Spark of Insanity was definitely his best.
Yeah.
And everybody loves Ahmed the Dead Terrorist more than any of the other puppets. Everybody's there for him. It doesn't matter what new puppets he invents. Everybody loves Ahmed the Dead Terrorist.
Right? Yeah. He keeps on trying to introduce new ones, and it's like, no, just keep doing the old ones.
Reverend Satan says, "Hickory dickory dock. This bitch was sucking my clock. The clock struck 2. I shot my goo and dumped the bitch on the next block." Oh.
That sounds like a good song.
We have such crazy fans. All right, everybody. Weibo, Medusa, and myself, we will go to the chat for the next, let's say 5 or 10 minutes. So if anybody wants to say anything, I'm going to check Streamlabs to see if anybody sent anything in. And then we'll end on a high note and kind of say goodbye to everybody and do some crazy antics or something. Does that sound good?
Alrighty.
All right. So Jim Heelis says, "Andrew Dice Clay, the Dice Man." Yes. Yo, got the leather jacket on. Bubba J's funny too. Yes. Thank you, autocorrect. Let me check my Streamlabs and make sure nothing's come in, just in case. I don't like to miss things. People support this show, and I'm ever so grateful. So I hate to miss comments.
Mm-hmm. Someone keeps asking if you're into BDSM.
Looks like I've got 2 donations of $5 shekels for Magogs from Nordberg. And boy, this is really tiny writing on this website. And then some pyromancer, another $5 shekels for Magoo. Thank you both, some pyromancer and Nordberg. Thank you so much for donating to my Streamlabs. All right. Did you guys see anything interesting? People are already saying goodnight. So, I guess we are going to kind of bring this to an end. Final thoughts.
I wanted to say, someone in the chat said, have you seen Chris Brown's Greatest Hits featuring Rihanna? That made me giggle.
Those are always fun jokes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm so glad that there's so many other people out there that like offensive jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're all about, is offensive jokes, honestly. Brad Young says, great stream, Magog Morstar, Weebo Jones, and Modern Medusa. It made my night. Thank you all for coming by. And I would like to thank, as usual, my co-host, Modern Medusa, so lovely and talented and funny. And Weebo Jones, such a lovely guest. We'll have to have you on again.
Thank you.
We can make it a normal thing or a semi-normal thing, because I know you're busy with your studies. But, I would love to do a ladies' night again.
Oh, yes.
Totally.
I want some Magog and Medusa lady night streams. I think it was a great and grand success. Maybe we can bring in one more male and get a lot more females, and then bring in like Beard Barian, so you guys can kind of like, subjugate him as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he likes it.
Totally.
I think yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She knows where it's at.
That'd be lovely.
All right, say goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the Magog and Medusa show. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Say something funny while it ends. Like
Something funny.